will take the lead and be one game away from the grand final and that trophy. Let's find out with your casters though. Odie, Pixel and Malenia waiting in the wings.
Thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, a very warm welcome back to you all watching at home for this Game 3 of the Grand Finals here at Epicenter 2017. Liquid EG's 1-1 at the moment. We've seen the draft, Ben. EG trying to bring back the Mirana Warlock combination. As we look over at Liquid, they've got something pretty standard. Miracle Invoker, Matuma Man Lycan. Are you confident in EG's draft? Because it didn't seem like the panel were.
Nope. We're all going to curse it.
Damn.
4 for Liquid.
So why not? What is it that you don't like about what EG's trying to do this game?
I think Drow's going to suffer a lot. I don't think they have the lineup to take enough towers in the early and mid game because they don't have that scaling offlaner. They have Darkseer in this game. Every other time that they run the Drow Ranger, I believe, they've had the Puck in the offlane. Puck wins his lane badly and can also scale pretty well. You get the 420 GPM, you have a lot of right-click damage. You can push towers by yourself. Darkseer is more of that team fight hero and isn't going to scale as well. And like vacuum combo on a hero like Bristleback doesn't care. They have counter initiation too with Earthshaker. They have good high ground stall with the Invoker. I'm a big fan of Liquid's draft over EG's in this game.
I mean, can you see why EG would go for that final pick Mirana this game? Again, another different hero for Sumail?
So you want a ranged scaling mid that right clicks. So TA was already taken out. OD might struggle a lot this game, just because I don't think they have like a good frontliner on EG so that he can already hit. And I think that Mirana is different.
How are you going to build in that? So you're saying you're looking for the right click. Do you still build the Aghanims?
You can right click later because you have the leap attack speed.
So you still get the Aghanims in the starting phases of the build?
It's like a different version of Lina, I would say, because you do a lot of magic damage early on. I don't know if he's going to go for a Scepter build. I have seen like the Lance build without Scepter a lot more often, but it does combo a lot better with the Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds on an Ag Starstorm is redonkulous.
I mean, I guess the other question really is with the Drow Mirana and such, is it possible that EG can win their lanes as hard as sort of Liquid did in game 1 to the point where the Bristleback isn't an issue because of the pace that EG could get started early on with the Drow aura?
Well, Drow is versus Bristle, an annoying lane for Drow Ranger, but it's not complete free farm for Drow. Invoker versus Mirana, I would say slightly Mirana favorite because of Drow Ranger aura. Darkseer versus Lycan, that's, I would say it should be fine for the Lycan because they have the support. So I would say it's overall a wash or pretty close to a wash. I can't see it going more than like 65-35, one side or the other in the first little bit of the laning phase.
I know we have it. Liquid's lineup, definitely some heroes to be incredibly wary of, and of course Miracle Invoker, something that can get shut down but can bring himself back into the game. So we'll see what EG's answer and solution will be to what Liquid are bringing to the field this game.
It's all about that tree.
It is.
Tree is the early game dominator in here. Tree's already a menace in the early game. Combine that with Ion Shell, he can take a lot of the pressure off the Drow Ranger. He can maybe mess up Invoker's game or mess up Lycan's game to the point where EG can't snowball ahead with the Drow.
You see the lane matchups that we are going to get. We are going to have EG going aggressive, so looking towards that top lane, but in response, Liquid will change their lanes up. They're going to make sure that the Bristleback's up there to tank the tri-lane and have Matuma farming down on the bottom.
He didn't hit the range creep.
In fact, now, GH, he's going to get the courier. He just walks in and he just gives it a whack. And in fact, Sumail may be in trouble as well. He's been cornered off by the Fissure, walks into the Sunstrike as Miracle beautifully predicts his movement. And that mid lane is not off to a great start. Well, that may be a bit of an understatement, Ben. For Sumail.
Damn, that Sunstrike.
Courier and First Blood going to Liquid.
Watching good Sunstrikes versus good players is always a sight to behold. That was cool. That's, if you were against a bad player, you would never cast Sunstrike there.
Absolutely not. And Miracle knew that the sidestep was going to be coming up and down the river's width, and absolutely nails it.
Well, that's a 1,500 gold lead, 1 minute in. First Blood Courier.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Look at that goldie. That is, that is scary. A minute and a half in, bam, just like that. It just goes to show, there really is so much worth in bringing down the Courier. Gives a huge financial boost to your team.
And just shutting down Sumail. So they will actually switch the lanes up a little bit. I did see Bristle start off on the bottom, but thinking that Bristle is going to have a better time up top. What is the matchup? Oh, yeah. So they want to be able to pressure the Drow Ranger, it looks like, but...
It's just the Drow and the Warlock and Arteezy up on top lane at the moment. As we have, for the time being, EG with these dual lanes of sorts. Zai down bottom, looking to keep some extra tabs onto Matuma Man alongside Universe. Mid lane, Sumail has still been able to find the CS, regardless of being taken down there in that first blood. 9 for 4 against the 11 for 5 of Miracle.
This is great for Kuro, because when you see this early game happen, you get first blood and you get a chicken kill, that means that you don't really have to do that much. You can farm on, get level 3, get her Arcane Aura up, and there's not that much pressure on Liquid this game. This early game should already be smooth sailing just
Look at this down bottom here. GH comes in with a Fisher block off as Zai tries to get himself away. In comes the Enchant Totem. GH, one more slap, not going to do it. Fairy Fire is there from Zai. He will keep himself alive. Liquid unable to find the kill, but at the same time, GH coming in just at the right time when things started to look a little hairy for Matuma Man.
Roaming Shaker's incredibly difficult to play, by the way, because Fisher doesn't do that much damage, and he's like with a melee hero, and it's very difficult to block off in some of the lanes nowadays. So I'm surprised that he's been able to do so much in the early game. They did buff his like Enchant Totem at level 1, so that certainly helps a little bit, but GH has been spot on with the roam, with the totem. That didn't rhyme.
It nearly did.
I tried.
Mid lane, Miracle getting a bit heavier with the pressure onto this tier 1. Having that slight lead, which is certainly good news for him, especially seeing as Sumail does have that aura to try and help him out. Zai will reveal himself, go for a quick lead seed.
He has the Force Spirit in front to block off.
No way to land an arrow onto the hero, of course. I mean, he'll throw it out nonetheless to get rid of the Forge Spirit. But Miracle keeping himself very safe and very hard, really, for EG's heroes to gank. I mean, we saw that Zai comes across. Even if you're adding a Warlock into that equation, very unlikely you get that kill unless Sumail does hit a freak arrow.
And slow is good for Liquid. You want the pace of the game to be relatively slow, a lot of farm, like not that much pushing on either side, and just take it the pace that you want to. And EG, on the other hand, they need to be able to push out lanes aggressively, take down a lot of T1s, and eventually take the Rosh away from the Lycan and give it to the Drow Ranger.
Mid lane, GH. Getting in with the wraparound, but Sumail keeping his distance, so more than fine. Definitely something to talk about, though, Ben. On this top lane, Arteezy is having a brilliant time, and Mind Control is struggling immensely. He's only got 8 CS on this Bristleback compared to the 27 of Arteezy in this top lane. Did you expect him to sort of lose out on the lane that badly early on?
Well, Crit's been parked himself the entire time up there, so I think that has a lot to do with it. Keep in mind that Sumail has had 0 help in the mid lane aside from 1 rotation from the tree, but Crit has been in this lane the entire time, and I think it's only going to get worse once Arteezy gets 6. That marksmanship armor is huge.
I mean, it feels like Arteezy just hasn't missed a creep up it. CS absolutely on point.
It's a tough lane because you don't have Goo this early, so there's no way for you to close the gap in between the Bristle and the Drow.
Yeah, unless Kuro gets involved, and you can see him trying to keep some sort of backup there behind Mind Control. It's very hard for them to make the move, as you said, with Crit Shadow Word Heal being enough to overpower the damage that comes out from Liquid in this top lane. Mid lane, Miracle still making sure that lead gets bigger and bigger. 36 against the 22 of Sumail.
They never know where GH is. He can also just keep stacking up the Ancients. He's doing that right now while still hanging around mid.
Oh, and so close to being brilliant there, but the Sunstrike slightly off with the prediction, trying to catch him post-sleep. It was a good attempt, but not good enough there for Miracle, as Sumail will survive.
Well, if there's a game for Sumail to be scared, it's definitely this game, where he has had an atrocious start despite having Drow Aura, and has almost been caught out twice now by the Sunstrike. And pretty difficult to predict places.
Yeah, especially against a hero like Mirana with that good move speed and that leap. Very tricky to catch out.
At least Mirana has an Arcane Rune, so she can kind of catch back up here. Still, Ancients being stacked again and again on the side of Liquid. GH making continuous round trips. Twirl Shrine.
I mean, top lane, they really do want to do something about Arteezy. He's been keeping fantastic control of the lane here with Crit, and now the wraparound comes through. GH lands the Fish of the Frostbite, the Sunstrike, more than enough to bring him down. Crit will try and get himself back to safety, but it's not going to happen. Enchant Totem there to cancel the TP, and GH, the gentleman, lets Mind Control get the final touch for the kill on the Bristleback.
So he prevented a kill on Matoma, man on bottom. He killed Sumail once in the mid lane, and he also killed top lane. So he's
really
won all 3 lanes while stacking the Ancient. That's incredible.
GH on that shaker. As you said, it is not easy, but GH
lane.
is certainly making it look like that mid lane. Indeed, Sumail will have to leap over the Fisher. Does still have to be careful of Miracle's right click. Tries to man up here. Again, goes for the prediction with the Sunstrike, but will be off point. So Sumail able to survive this rotation.
The next level, just stand in place.
It seems to be the play here for Sumail. Can't read your mind if you don't think. Top lane. Zai getting closed in upon. Mind Control and Kuroki see a chance. No, he's alone. And they will take him down. So Mind Control, even though he suffered in the CS, starting to scale up now with some good kill involvement, thanks to GH and Kuroki.
All right, so when is EG's time to shine? They have the Warlock, but the thing is, Rock's okay, but Liquid don't have to fight them. They can always get information with the Lycan Wolves, and then they can also just park in front with a Bristleback. How do you push towers with this farmed Bristleback who's going to be able to take this Ancient Stack and just buy a Vanguard and just sit right in front of the tower? It's very problematic for them.
Very tough.
And on top of that, at this pace, Earthshaker's going to have a pretty good Blink Dagger timing.
How are we seeing on GH at the moment?
He has 500
He's got
gold.
500. He's starting the climb, yeah.
He's
very
already won the lane, so now the cores can create space for him. In the early game, supports create space for the cores. Later game, cores, or in this right immediately past the laning phase, the cores can create space for the supports by farming up jungle or pressuring towers. Almost has those treads. That's a sad life. He was farming well. You mentioned our Stuart had a lot of last hits, but these Ancient Stacks coming in, they're give me some of that XP.
This pretty much just makes that laning stage redundant for Mind Control. He may have suffered there, but this is going to be a huge boost to get him back in, as you said.
They can't even get any experience.
Yeah, they can't come close.
Oh no.
So Liquid getting another successful objective, and indeed just maintaining that very healthy lead at this stage of the game. 9 minutes and around a 4K net worth lead for Liquid. 4-0 on the board as well.
You thought Ancient stacking was over. Nuh-uh.
Absolutely not. And there we have it. GH, the man himself. 6 stacks so far, and a lot of those being Ancients.
I didn't even see who stacked the bottom Ancients. Maybe he stacked it with a Wolf or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the thing. GH won all 3 lanes and stacking both Ancients. I thought it was one Ancient. I was already pretty impressed.
This is insane. There's never any downtime for GH, that's for sure. Bottom lane, EG opening up onto Matuma Man. GH moving into position, making sure that they do hold back, but now he's been caught out by Gust. Now the upheaval starting to slow him down. Zai does land the root, but Liquid are going to come in and try and fight in return. They'll keep GH safe. The dust is out. Zai has been trapped up by the walls, and Liquid are the ones to make the play down here, despite EG's best efforts. May not be done yet as well, as Matumba closing in onto Arteezy. Mind Control as well, ready to make sure that the gap is closed. The first coup is out. Is the Shadow Word going to be enough to save him? Ooh, it is! I can't believe he got out of that. He gets himself away. Arteezy will survive. Crit, maybe the one to attack this. No, he'll try for the TP as well. Is he going to be as successful? He is. TP Scrolls being the name of the game here for EG, as they keep 2 of them alive.
Sunstrikes ideally should have come out during the TPs. That's probably the only thing I can fault Liquid for in this early game. They probably should have had a Drow kill, which would have slowed the entire lineup a lot, because the supports can farm a lot better, or at least the Warlock can when you have the Drow aura. But Sumail trying his best to defend this tower.
He's come in and cleared the wave and forced Matuma Man back, but immediately Liquid are there. Sumail will try for the TP. Kuro can't get quite in range for a Frostbite. So again, another TP out from EG, as they seem to be very good at running away.
Greatest strength.
Top lane. The 2 of them who are down to run away. Universe and Zai want to get stuck in. They've got their eyes onto GH. GH again with the Aftershock trying to hold them back. Universe looking for the body blocks, bringing them down with the Iron Shell, but the body blocks aren't to be successful. There's going to be a TP coming through, but it does end up being cancelled But it looks like GH is safe nonetheless.
When Darkseer is ganking, you know that things aren't going well. Because usually you just want to farm your mech and then push. But they are not in that place right now. They're not in the good spot.
EG just desperately looking for any sort of fight that they could try and come out on top of.
GH getting ran at by Zai with an Ion Shell.
Here we go. This looks to be the kill for EG as they'll come through with a final punch. At the same time though, Liquid making sure that they still find something in response. Tier 1 taken down in the middle lane, as they do not hold off this pressure that they have been keeping up since the very early stages of this game.
Yes, and now the Drow Ranger feels stifled, as does the rest of the EG lineup. Sumail getting closed in upon.
Does have the Moonlight Shadow. See if they have the detection. They do. Fisher there as the sentries dropped along with the Sunstrike straight into Sumail's cranium. As the Mirana is shattered.
You made that sound very painful.
Oh, it looked painful, Ben. Everything to bring him down there. And this, it certainly seems that the worries of the panel are already becoming evident with these drafts.
Yeah, EG just need to open up the map a little bit more, get Drow Ranger a little bit more farm, get the Scepter up on Mirana, but she has 0 of the 4 pieces required to complete that Ags. So it might be a long way before Sumail's actually able to accelerate his farm. And he is number 6 in net worth. The lowest of the core. Is never a place you want to be. So now they can start to group up. They finally have the Warlock ult online and the Overgrowth, so it's a good time for them to take a fight. This is one of their biggest power spikes that they are going to get in the game. Unfortunately, they don't have a T1 to fall back on, and there's a ward behind them.
It's a risky. I mean, yeah, Liquid, they know exactly what's coming for them here in this middle lane, and they have the ults to respond. They've got both Freezing Field and Echo Slam to play back into EG's hands. RTZ trying to lead in onto Mind Control. Arrow won't connect. Looks to turn to put the pressure onto the tower, but Liquid, they are just using the 3 of them to hold it off. At the same time, the Tumberman just getting free farm up on the top lane. And this is Liquid just getting much more out of the map than EGR with this 5-man attempt down the middle, but not achieving anything for the time being.
They just need to kill this wave. If they kill this wave, the push is over. And, okay, waves that pushes over, they're done. This first attempt to group up by EG has failed miserably, while the 2 side laners for Liquid. So nothing really happened, but there was a 1,000 net worth gain for Liquid just because of them being able to push out the lanes. And now EG, they need to reset. They need to push out both of the other lanes so that they can do something on the map.
They've got to farm up to some sort of an item. As you said, if Sumail can speed up that Ags, it will be brilliant for the side, but it's still such a long way away. Bottom lane, GH has a haste. It's going to come in and, okay. In fact, with the straight up Echo and such, it's maybe a little overestimating the damage output they had there, but I mean, Universe was kind of like, what was that?
Maybe you hope that living armor was down at that point.
I don't think it was. Would it have been enough for living armor? It didn't look that. No, as in if the living armor wasn't there, would he have actually died? No.
But it's still a good. He doesn't have blink, so it's not like he's going to use the Echo, but it looks like he is about to die here.
Yeah, he's going to pay for this one. Zai comes back in with Universe, and Universe says, haha, you try and kill me, I'll bring my big brother, and we will kill you.
Yeah, there was no way that he wasn't able to survive that one.
Mid lane, jump forward from Sumail. Miracle trying to get in position for the combo, but a quick gust from Arteezy holds Invoker back for a couple of seconds. Liquid are still wanting to chase this down though. Mind Control on the front lines. Universe has got the combo. See what they can do here with the Chaotic Offering as well if Liquid do group up, but again, Liquid being very careful with their positioning.
So Liquid's mindset right now is we don't have to fight them. They have to fight us. They have to come to us. They have to push our towers. And right now, EG are just not up to the call right now because they know that they could easily get wiped despite having all these teamfight ultimates because they fell so far behind in the early game.
Oh, Miracle, Tornado to the high ground, gets 2 in the combo. Crit and Zai left high and dry. Zai's down, Crit trying to hide up, but the sentry's down. They've got vision upon him. Sunstrike's there from Miracle as he picks him up as well. 2 dead on EG.
This Observer Ward right here to the southeast of the Ancient Legion, seeing this time and time again because it's very hard to T-ward and you get almost as good vision as that high ground ward, and this will be the call for Liquid. That's a tough fight for EG to take. They didn't even get a chance to cast their ultimates right there. 2 supports just deleted.
Caught in the combo, Miracle. Miracle, as we can see, 9k 9K net worth. Very early on in the game, 16 minutes, a big lead between him and well, the net worth that they have on the side of EG. And the 6K mark, RTZ, and 5.3 for Sumail at the moment.
Oh no, he has eggs already.
Yeah.
Row.
At this pace, we could see Miracle doubling the net worth of Sumail. Top lane though, RTZ does find potential for a solo kill. Looks to Gus, GH backwards. In fact, GH is just fogging him. He can't get the vision to finish off the Shaker kill, and now RTZ could be in trouble. He has got his friends on his way over, but mind control's there on the front lines. Echo Slam this time, it will be enough with the Sunstrike to bring down Artur. Zai's trying to come back in. They do get the 3-man golem. GH won't be able to hold them back with the Enchant Totem as he will fall. Kuroki with the freezing field. They tried to cancel it with the arrow there, but the creep's blocking it, causing Zai to fall to the damage. Now Sumail trying to DB out in the middle of the tree line, but they have the vision. Cold Snap's there. Sumail drops as well. And again, it's EG trying to fight despite losing RTZ at the start of it. At the same time, bottom lane, Matumba Man, he's claiming a tier 2. And it really just seems that Liquid are able to do twice the amount of work this early game as EG are.
They don't even really either like him. That's
they don't.
A great part.
He just pops the howl and he says, "There we go, boys. That's my team fight contribution."
Yep. Ideally, that's what you want to do as a Drow Ranger too. You want your team to be able to 4-on-5 without you, and then you push out some towers. But they're in such a bad position right now that they need the Drow Ranger to make plays, have some sort of damage, and RTZ go for more of a split push build. The Silver Edge, yeah, it's good versus the Bristleback, but I also think it enables him to hopefully not die around the map. I think the big problem is that Liquid have an overabundance of detection because of the Treant Protectors, so the Silver Edge not likely going to save him in many fights to come.
Definitely damage limitations, and of course, going full out on the Silver Edge, lacking any sort of early agi items such as the Asher or sort, so the extra damage won't be there for Sumail. And they need everything they can get, EG, because they're without their ultimates, without that chaotic offering, they're running out of damage that they can throw down in these team fights. And in fact, RTZ in trouble. That ward still there. EG never de-warded it. They have got the Shadow Blade. Do they have detection yet? Duster's going to clip him. Living Armor out upon him. Is it enough to keep him alive? But with the Gust back and the Overgrowth, it looks like they'll give RTZ a bit more time. Matumba chasing it down. Surge is there from Universe. RTZ will be saved this time round.
Luckily for EG, the only thing that Liquid is missing right now is a Blink Dagger on GH. If he has a Blink Dagger, that is a dead Drow Ranger.
Yeah, he's very close. One more tier 1, and the money will pretty much be there for GH. So they're going to hold this one off. They've got the Living Armor. Liquid with the full 5-man, eyeing up this top lane. EG have to be careful how they come forward to do any sort of a defense, and I'm pretty sure they'll choose to remain hidden, and indeed they will, as Liquid are allowed to take another tower from the map, keeping this tempo up. 19.5 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead. You see, again, I mean, tier 2. Do EG want to do anything? They don't. They realize now they have to try and split up and farm, as Liquid have been earlier. They still have RTZ working down the middle lane, and Sumail on the bottom trying his best to climb towards that Aghanims. Now they've got to come back though. Pressure's onto the high ground. Liquid moving on to tier 3s. Sumail and Artur, they have to come back eventually. Sumail now TP's home. RTZ will stay in the middle lane. Says the Aura is all I'm offering in this team fight, boys. And that may just be enough. Sumail's presence starting to slow the pressure down. Liquid struggling to fight through the Living Armor, but now they see a chance. Crit around by the Shrine. Won't pop it, doesn't need to now, it comes through. Universe says keep yourself healthy. Pop the Shrine now, the combo. Coming in with the back wall, but in response, GH jumps forward with the Echo Slam. Sumail tries to leap away, but Liquid, they kept alive. The combo just isn't enough. Even with the multi-man vacuum and chaotic offering, they just can't bring Liquid down. They stay alive, EG to fall. Drow has to buy back into this one. They'll finally catch Matumba on the retreat of it all. They need something big. They need a huge cleanup here, EG. They tried to find mind control. It's not enough damage. Sumail jumped forward for it. Rules here onto Miracle. Miracle now turning, trying to finish off Zai. Zai on the way up to the high ground, jukes out the tornado. Miracle turns around with the deafening blast. Sumail caught out. The Sunstrike is going to connect. Oh! The lead just in time to keep Sumail safe. RTZ again holding back Liquid with the 3-man Gust. Again, a very scrappy fight, but EG do hold. They keep the tier 3 alive, they force Liquid back, and they get a big kill in the sense of Matuma, but it did cost them that buyback on Arteezy, so his farm again will be hindered.
Just when you thought all hope was lost for EG, they pull one out of the hat. Finally, they get the Ags up on the Mirana, so now they can actually start farming, pushing out lanes a little bit more aggressively. It looks pretty bad, but
it's looking a little better though for EG. But I mean, if they had that Ags in that last fight, that would have definitely been a triple kill of sorts for Sumail. They did get low after that initial burst, Liquid. They just needed something else, EG, and now they've got it.
And they have the T3 still up, so they can heal up with Tree.
Yeah.
Shrines still aren't down, and that was the Aegis push coming out from Liquid. So EG just bought themselves another 5 to 10 minutes on the timeline.
A crucial hold. But Liquid, they're straight ready to get back into it.
Oh no, the Warlock ult is not up.
This is the time for Liquid to try and find a catch onto EG outside the base. But EG, they realize this, they're playing safe. Sumail, the only one showing down on the bottom lane with this push, as the rest of Evil Geniuses hold on to their high ground and make sure they're not caught out by this. They may have to let this tier 2 go, but the next tier 3 push is going to be again when things get tricky for Liquid. I say that though, Miracle, he actually finds the two-man combo here on the high ground, just brings down Zai. And just like that, one hero less to worry about. Liquid finish off the tier 2, and now they're ready to go in again. How long are we seeing to the Chaotic Offering? That really is the big one that they need for this high ground defense, as Liquid, knowing that it's not there, are able to be pretty brash with their push. They bring the tier 3 down, Alacrity up, Bristle back, EG bringing the full 5-man back for this hold. Can they keep them off? They need to keep that tier 3 alive so they can buff it back up with the living armor. Miracle looking for the opening, catches the Tornado again onto 2. But the push certainly proving to be a little more difficult now for Liquid. Now the Chaotic Offering is back online. They've got to be so careful how they commit Liquid. They can't afford to lose another fight. In fact, an arrow straight onto Mind Control could be the perfect opening here for EG. They'll vacuum back further in towards the base, but he's still able to get himself back out. They're grouped up, Liquid. Zai starting it off with the Overgrowth. Again, the Meteor drop down. Now the Chaotic Offering comes out in response, but GH is in there. Straight up to the high ground. Echo Slam onto 2. They'll look for the Surge Strike onto Sumail. It's not quite enough damage. Kuro, Freezing Field cancelled by the Gust from Arteezy. As again, no one to fool, but EG are holding on to this high ground. And Liquid, they've got to give it second thoughts. They need something else. They need... it feels like another item now at this stage, because EG have got to this point where they can get this sort of a lock on the game where they don't let Liquid get up to the high and take down the tier 3s.
But they can just try and go again. Liquid are adamant about taking down this T3 early on in the game and hitting EG while they're still weak. 15,000 gold is something that's not super easy for Liquid to triumph though.
Oh, I like this though, EG, they're leaving the base. Let's see what they can get out of this. Liquid might not suspect this, knowing that the offering has already been used, but in fact, well, GH with this invis, he spotted out any sort of plan from EG, and they're going to be able to punish as Zai caught out by that invis rune Earthshaker, and GH jumping forward, drops down the sentry, eyes onto Arteezy, but not the lockdown to commit. But nonetheless, Liquid just making sure that EG realize that this is still a very scary game for them to leave the base.
The Tree heal still hasn't healed up this T3, so Liquid are going to be very pleased to see that the tower's at 70% once they poke up this high ground.
Yeah, and this is, you know, the point where there's a BKB now up on Matuma Man. He can just solidly commit to bringing down these structures, and there's no Chaotic Offering for quite some time. Quick pause here before Liquid's able to see if they can get a successful high ground siege off this time, and they certainly have the position to do so.
He nailed that staircase.
There we go. Mind Control on the front lines. Crimson Guard out. Arteezy trying to push them back, but against the Bristle, very much a tickle. Sumail actually leaps down to the low ground here. Will be Cold Snap, and that gives Liquid the chance to finish off the tier 3 in the middle. Matuma Man trying to lock in onto Arteezy, but EG now with Zai back alive, living armor there. They'll hold off, so Liquid again, they're being much more careful with the way that they push in. Not looking to throw everything in, as they know that they can keep a strong hold on the game now. With the tier 3s taken down, they look towards the shrines. They know they've got an edge, they know they've got this massive net worth lead, and they're making sure that they do not throw it away.
Smoke out coming out from EG immediately. There is no Warlock Rock Glide. They do not care. They know they have to do something before this next rush, or it is likely GG.
Let's see what they can find. Oh, is it going to be a smoke and Roche? Oh, they'd love it, but it not quite yet going to see the Roshan respawn time. There we have it. It is a short one. There's still about a minute or so before it's there.
But look at Mind Control. He's in prime position.
They do have the Moonlight, though, to try and close the gap. And here we have it. Revealing themselves onto Mind Control. Zai trying to get in position for an overgrowth if any sort of response comes through. And here it has Miracle with the Tornado. EMP and Meteor. GH coming in with a 3-man Echo Slam. Catching the backliners of Evil Genius. Universe drops the vacuum wall. The Starstorm combo from Sumail will bring down only a CM as Liquid just clean up. Blinkfall from Miracle as they find Arteezy. Crit to be taken down as well as the triple kill is there. And the patience and positioning from GH there in that fight, ready to jump in and just make sure that EG could not follow through on the commitment onto the Bristle. What an Echo.
I cannot imagine EG's disappointment when they saw Bristleback as a target. They would have loved to get Shaker, Invoker, Lycan, pretty much anybody but Bristleback. Did you see how little damage he took?
I mean, I don't think he took any. Look at how grouped up they are on GH. Bam! No holding back. Straight in, sees the opening, and abuses it beautifully. And at this point, Sumail jumping in with that damage with the Aghanims. It's just not enough with the BKB up on the Lycan. KuroKy tanking one for the team there. And now here we have again Liquid ready for the push. Of course, last fight, there wasn't a chaotic offering. It was still unavailable. And even if it wasn't, there would have been no chance for him to drop it. So Crit does have that for this high ground defense. No ball. We'll see how much Liquid care about that, though. As Mind Control straight up forces out the fortification. Miracle with the cheese ready for this fight. Aegis, of course, on Bristle. And how do they stop this? Looks like they may be able to bring him down the once, and indeed they will. So Aegis is popped. Again, with the living armor there, making sure that it is very slow for Liquid to siege in, especially, he doesn't want to commit himself to hitting the racks. They're comfortable with trying for this slow siege with just Mind Control working away on the structures. Arrow will catch him.
Right now, though, he can't really out-DPS the living armor. So what are Liquid going to do now? They just lost the Aegis for very little gain. But all three of their lanes looking relatively okay, I suppose.
I love this little smoke up here behind Bristle. They know that EG's put that wall down, has that vision. They want to try and work around it. KuroKy getting some high ground for themselves. It will be immediately dewarded. GH jumping in with a Fissure. Crit taken down by a Sunstray. Has to buy back. They need the chance for a chaotic offering if they want to have any hope of holding off this fight. Matuma moves forward with the BKB, but he will be rooted up the wall. In fact, the illusion just ripping him to pieces, but he will be kept alive. Backs away, will survive that initial jump. There's the vacuum onto 2, but there's no follow through other than the Golem just chasing them down. EMP making sure the Sumail pushes back again. GH in with the 3-man Echo Slam once again, sending 3 of EG straight to their grave. Sumail, Sunstrike there for Miracle to bring him out and down. EG, they only have buyback on 2 of them, and in fact Zai, he could be in trouble as well. Miracle moving in, has the cold snap. Zai can't even get off a living armor. It's a dead armor, it's a dead tree, and GG is cool. GH that game. From the early stage, the roaming to the later game, Echo Slams. What a performance. I mean, what a game.
That's incredibly hard to pull off, too, as the roaming Shaker. They didn't have the strongest lanes on the side of